Hello, we're doing the interview with a gentleman after 1 year of completion of Living Clean Ibogaine program. How are you doing? Greetings.
Doing well today. Beautiful out in nature.
Good. What do you think was some of the highlights that, looking back, helped you to make it while you were in the program in Mexico with us?
One thing was the length, the amount of time that you're dedicating and giving yourself. You know, you really need to use that opportunity when it's provided to you. The insights into what makes a healthy life, food, great area, great people, and the overall health aspect, that there's an emphasis on, regaining strength, not only regaining composure, but getting back in the habit of a road to a healthier life.
Once you completed your Ibogaine treatment and transitioned to Living Clean, continuing care program, looking back, why do you think that was important, or what that was necessary, or maybe not necessary, or what is your...
It was very clear to me that that is a critical part of the process. It can be a bit jarring to go through the Ibogaine experience and to forget how to do things, forget how to act with people, and break down all of those patterns that you've developed.
Mm-hmm.
You need to learn how to restructure your life, learn how to do that, and it takes time. You can't do it in a week.
Mm-hmm.
You need time to let it set in. You need time to marinate, and the day-to-day practices. We're habit-forming creatures, and to form that habit in a structured way day to day, going onward after that process, helps to rebuild a lot of the things that you have abused and have transformed into unhealthy acts throughout an addiction.
Yeah. And what do you think was different in this experience compared to, say, if you would go to a rehab or try to do the integration period on your own?
The thing that has always come to mind is a sense of empowerment and a sense of actual healing. I was in other rehabilitation programs in the United States before I came to Mexico, and I was always told that I was powerless and helpless, and that the goal was always to say, I am helpless and therefore I need someone else to make this decision for me. And it's not my fault or something like that. But this process is so much different that it actually heals you, teaches you how to be empowered again, and how to take control of your own life without feeling helpless anymore.
Mm-hmm. So you stayed with us a year ago, if I remember correct, for about a couple of months or a month and a half. And while you were with us too, you started working with other indigenous plant medicines.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak a little bit to what role this process played in your, and continues to play in your recovery?
Mm-hmm. After Ibogaine, like I said before, aspects and habits that you've developed in life become broken down, and you enter a very impressionable state where you can have childlike reactions to things, and to have a way to quickly and effectively break through those barriers with Amazonian medicines is extremely helpful. You'll hit roadblock after roadblock, and with the assistance of the people at the center and the guidance, you'll find answers, but it accelerates the process a great deal.
You mean the ceremonies with Amazonian indigenous medicines?
Yes, specifically.
And then when you left our program, how did you feel? How would you rate your readiness at that time to continue, and what else did you need to do to keep walking this path?
I was given a lot of advice, and I didn't follow all of the advice. You know, changing your environment, changing the people you spend time with, all of those things. I wasn't prepared to go back to the exact same situation if I had not had an aftercare program to really allow those things to sink in. But after that, I felt empowered when I got home, that for the first time in a great amount of time, I felt that I had enough self-control and composure and control capability in life again, that I could forge a new path for myself. The work must be continued, and it definitely put me on the path going through the program, and I'm excruciatingly grateful for that. But it is a path that you continue to walk, and you have to continue to work at it, just like anything else. But the introduction and opening your eyes to this process is incredible and necessary.
And as a part of our advice, our recommendation was to continue monthly ceremonies with indigenous plant medicines and some other advice. And can you speak to that?
I'm very grateful for that work continuing outward. I've been able to work with the medicines throughout the year. Going onward, I believe I missed a month here or there, but every month I've been able to have a refresher course, and it brings you back to center and helps you continue and accelerate that work. So much better if I ever was having a conflict or an issue, or a relationship issue, job issue, or what have you. I knew that very soon I would be able to work with the medicine and find an answer to whatever was quelling me, and it would allow me to, at that present moment of turmoil and conflict, set those things aside and say, write it down and meditate on it, and we'll have an opportunity to really address that very soon.
One time you participated in our recovery reinforcement retreat with your family, if I remember correct, about 8 months after you left the program. How was that experience for you?
It was incredible to go through such an amazing, large-scale healing process, that the people around you are convinced and, for lack of a better word, sold, just completely by witnessing it. It was an important thing for me to have them understand the process, and they themselves, seeing the amount of healing that I went through, they knew that it could be beneficial to them as well for their own conflict. Everybody has something to work on, something that can be improved. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I hope is not a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence.
Speaking about improvement, what do you think we could do different, better, to help people like you, or even you in your own process through our program and so on?
Well, you've done a fantastic job of it.
Thank you.
There's no doubt about it. Something that I wouldn't say it was lacking, but I would say that there's always more room for it, is communication afterwards. We keep in touch a great amount of time, and I'm excruciatingly grateful for it. Going outward, there's questions that you may have, and the people around you in whatever other country you live in, the United States or what have you, there's not a lot that understand the way this works, and it's unfortunate. But the lifeline was always there. There was never a time that I couldn't reach out, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But the check-in process is certainly critical for continuing that work. But it goes hand in hand with continuing the work. Going forward using the plant medicines afterwards for a length amount of time. It's really important, and the people in those circles, you want to stay in communication with them.
Thank you for the feedback. And we're talking about a very unique path of recovery from addiction, a combination of ibogaine, Amazonian plant medicines, lifestyle change. It's a distinct path, as we know. What do you think, for people who consider conventional approach to recovery versus holistic or psychoactive assisted recovery with continuing care, things that Living Clean that we provide, what would you tell them who are looking in both options?
Well, I was afraid of a clinical, hospital-like environment. I had felt failed in that process, that I had gone through what I believed at the time was the best recovery that you could embark on in the United States. And you really only need to look at the numbers and speak with the people that have gone through it. Just like I said before, in those programs, you're usually told that you have no power or no self-control, and you have to release all your self-control, otherwise you're going to fail. It's inevitable. In this process, you come in tune with a spiritual energy that you're either aware or partially aware or not aware of. You finally acknowledge that energy, and it's unavoidable and extremely empowering. And that's where, finding that connection to that energy, it can't be done or it doesn't feel like it could be done in a hospital-like environment. Yes, having a doctor around is important. Yes, being in a facility that can take care of emergencies, that's obviously extremely important. But didn't want to feel uncomfortable, and this energy makes you feel extremely comfortable. And the people and the surroundings, being in nature, having the time to actually explore yourself in nature, and that's when you really develop that deep spiritual connection, and And that's what keeps you going.
How does it feel to be 1 year free from that?
So good. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It brings tears of joy. And to everybody that I've been able to share the experience with, you know, it's astonishing to all, and I get to spread the word, and I feel so blessed for that. So many people that can be helped that think that this is so far out and so stretched as a possibility, and I see it as the only real way. And someone I come in contact with that's on a path of self-destruction, I have an olive branch. I have something I can help them with. And this insider knowledge, you know, that I've been through it. I've seen others go through it. I'm still connected to people who have and are continuing the path, and it's incredible.
Well, thank you so much for your courage, for all the work that you've been doing, most importantly for your decision to change and for your commitment. That's where it started, and that's where it keeps going from. We'll check in again in 1 year from now and 1 year from that, and maybe make it a tradition.
I look forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.